Is this just nonsense? Am I just chatting complete nonsense? I am. I know that I am. Hello and welcome to the Josh and Henry Show. It's episode 2, my boy.
We are here. It's the second episode.
How you feeling about it? We're in the same room, which is exciting.
It's nice to be in the same place and not just staring at you across Zoom.
I've always enjoyed being close to you, physically and geographically.
Well, okay, well, that's good. You know, it's a good place to be for a podcast.
Yeah. Because the sound quality on the last one didn't rock as much as I'd hoped.
People have been outwardly disgusted at the sound quality.
They're angry.
And we tried our best.
I thought we did well. Actually, to be honest, I thought we did horribly in this
Do you know what?
the first official episode.
It's hard to do better without buying microphones, and at this point, I don't know if I want to invest in them.
We've not invested, and we're paying the price for that.
Are we recording now?
This is recording.
Okay, good.
Yeah, correct. So this is the second episode of the Josh and Henry Show. This is the second official episode. We've done 2 pilots, one full episode that we thought we'd put our blood, sweat and tears into. Turned out wasn't fantastic. And
I've heard it's best when we're being serious.
Yeah, well, we're fucked on that one. I don't care how you get your news, whether you read a newspaper, whether you listen to the radio, whether you watch BBC One. I stop it, essentially, because Josh and Henry are going to tell you about the world in a jovial fashion, hopefully make you laugh and become a little bit more informed without crying every week at the appalling situation that we all find ourselves in the world. Is that what you're feeling?
I think that's essentially what we're trying to do, yeah.
We're going to do our best, mate. I've fallen off the wagon. Let's start there.
Oh, well, no, but in a nice way.
Tell me nice things about that.
What we've done is we've had a little coordinated drinking session tonight, haven't we?
Correct, yeah.
And I think we needed it. We need a little break from everything. Henry, don't look so sad.
I'm not a happy man. No, that's not. We're not even at that segment yet. Good God, our lives are depressing.
No, they're good. And this is part of what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that everyone feels as up as we are.
I can't do that right now.
Henry, I can't pick you up. So why don't you just go into a little bit more about what, the news of the world this week. Henry, what's made you so sad?
What hasn't made me sad? The list is shorter of what has made me happy, which I don't actually think makes any sense. But it's been a real rough week for me. Where do you want me to start, mate? I lost a substantial amount of money on roulette. I fell off the alcoholic wagon and started drinking again.
How real do you want to get in this podcast?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to our fucking 75 listens. I'm not going to lie to them, mate. Things have been pretty tough this week.
That's fair enough. But why have they been tough? Talk about it. Right. Well, let's go back to the beginning of the week, when you stepped upon a certain scale.
A set of scales, yeah. Lady Luck did not fortune me that day. So basically, I've been my endeavour for the last probably 2 months has been trying to lose a bit of weight. I used to be, and you can vouch for me on this, cut out of marble. Let's say cut out of marble.
You were a figure of glory.
People loved me, Josh. People loved me, and I lost that love with every pound I gained. And it got to a point where I realised that I was a hefty boy. I was pushing a lot of weight around, and my face got it first.
Your face felt it.
Face felt it in a big way. Face is feeling it right now, and
stomach felt it.
Stomach felt it. I was drinking a lot of beer. I think I put on like 2.5 stone, and I thought to myself, okay, well, enough. I'm going to have lockdowns happening. Let's have a glow up. We see it all over. Let's have a glow up. And from what I understood, I had lost 1 pound and 1 stone and 9 pounds.
That is a tremendous feat for what you've been trying to do.
Admirable. And then Mother and I said, okay, let's buy
Mother?
Mother, darling. Mother and I decided to buy a set of new scales. Let's invest in new scales. Let's get like a fucking smartphone fucking stinker. Let's get like a BMI tracker, etc.
Make sure you keep swearing, because otherwise, like, we're really not going to be able to lose the
Oh,
explicit.
you can't censor me, bro. And the new weights clocked me in at £9 heavier than I thought I was.
£9 heavier.
Essentially, I'd put on £9 in the space of 30 seconds.
And what I keep trying to tell you is that actually means you just started off £9 heavier. Than you...
Correct, but obviously I don't want to. And you've told me this so many times, and I still resent it.
Wrong.
And I'm not happy about it. So it kicked off with me being £9 heavier, and I was like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll have a cheat week. That cheat week has spiraled out of control. I'm not happy, Josh, and I won't be happy for this whole podcast.
Do you want to lead into the little story about how you lost some more pounds?
Yeah, well, I was so upset.
Let's tell a tale.
Tell a tale.
Shall we tell a tale?
I'll tell a tale.
It's called. Is it called in gambling? Chasing the what's it called?
Dragon. That's in drugs.
That's heroin, isn't it?
Which I've done many a time.
No, he jokes.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, I chased the losses, I suppose is what it's called.
You chased that ball.
Yeah, very much so. So I got paid like way too much at the beginning of the month, and then
Why did you get paid too much?
No, I can't go into that. and I so basically, do you know how it started? I held a race night Zoom call, thinking it would be really a funny vibe for everyone to get involved in. So I had like 20 people. That's a lie, 15 people. I have 20 friends, and they all like were betting, etc. And I couldn't bet because I was the race master.
Yeah,
that's what I called myself. I was the race master. And
you were like Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman.
I am a huge Jack man.
You are a huge Jack man.
and everyone's having a sick time, and then like it ended. And I hadn't satiated my need to like bet, which is like clearly a problem that I have. So I immediately went on roulette, and like I was like, okay, I'll bet £50.
As let me just stop here.
Yeah.
As no one ever thinks. No one thinks that.
No one thinks what?
I'll just bet £50 on roulette.
Okay. Is that too much? Oh, I see. Well, that's an issue I've already got. So that's obviously too much. And then I lost the £50, and I was like, okay, well, I'll bet £100 to get the 50 back, but I'll do it with a different fashion. I'll do it in a different fashion with a different betting tactic. And then I immediately lose the £100. And so I'm 150 deep, and I'm like, well, I refuse to be 150 pounds deep. I'll have to get that back. So then I put 200 quid in. And do you know the worst thing is? I lost more than 500 pounds. Didn't tell you that. I didn't tell anyone that. I lost 700 pounds.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I lost 700 pounds in total.
Did you really?
Yeah, I promise you on my life.
The thing is that we laugh about this. It's actually one of the most fucking stupid things.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
But it's good content for the podcast, and I guess that's the important thing.
Yeah, what can I say? And so it kept evolving into this new beast where I was chasing from £50, I was chasing 100, from 100 I was chasing 300, and then it really just got away from me like a fucking deaf Yorkshire Terrier. I couldn't get it back. And yeah, that was it, mate. I was done for.
So you've had a good week.
It's been rough for me, but talk to me about you, buddy. That's what I want to know about.
My week has essentially consisted of homeschooling and watching funny videos of you scaring our mother, which I think we might include within this segment.
Well, this is reasonably fun.
I think if lockdown doesn't provide decent family content, then what has it provided?
Correct. It's weird how many views scaring a relation has in the home house.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now?
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna put them in now. So they're going in now.
Yeah. So just the audio.
No, the audio is going in now.
Yeah. Well, my mum swears a lot.
You have to stop talking for it to go in.
Pause.
Why do you do things like that? Why is that even funny? Oh my god! Look at his face. Fucking hell! You silly tossing twat.
Tossing twat.
So
And we're back, baby.
they entertained us at least.
Yeah, it's
So,
funny, man.
I think Mum has
got
a unique way of swearing.
Yeah, and
Fucking tossing twat. I thought was quite enjoable.
what a potty. Do you know how much editing we've just gotten for ourselves doing that?
Oh, you're gonna help, are you?
I'll do my best, yeah.
No, you're not gonna help.
But what a potty mouth she has.
She does have a little potty mouth, doesn't she? She's actually getting increasingly annoyed about that.
Yeah, she hates us now.
Oh, she does, doesn't she?
And it's the only thing that I find funny.
Well, anymore, just generally.
Just generally, I enjoy it quite a lot.
That's the sport, isn't it now? Have you become a class bully?
I've always been a class.
Yeah, are you a bully of yourself?
I'm childish. No, I don't. Do you know what? I would say that people. Do you know what? Actually, let's go into this. People from my school back in the day did used to think I was a bully, but actually, what it was I was just way too enveloped in my own life. What am I talking about?
You see what's happened here, guys?
Yeah.
What's happened here is Henry...
I'm in desperate need of some therapy.
Order! Order!
Yeah, fair enough.
What news has happened this week?
Do you know what? There's been some interesting shit going on this week, man. In my opinion. I don't know a huge amount, but you're going to need to help me with this if that's okay.
I'll fill in the blanks.
This guy is newsworthy.
Who?
You?
Me?
Nah, you just know what news is.
I know what news is.
You have heard of the news before. What I'm going to talk to you about today, Josh, is the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince assassinating... Well... being heard on a fairly incriminating recording, being connected with the assassination of a journalist.
It's
how much of that did I get
isn't
wrong?
It, really? No. He sanctioned it, but didn't directly agree to it. And if you think about that, really, within a modern society, within a country that we are providing arms to, that we are saying is a legitimate democracy,
Are we
actually-
providing arms to them?
Yes, we have been for a long time now. Especially, Britain, us. We have been providing arms to Saudi Arabia for a long time now.
What kind of arms? Like arm wrestles?
We've liked to wrestle some arms occasionally. More sort of like gigantic missiles.
Oh, like people killer things.
Yeah, exactly that.
Well, that's not good.
I think what they've tried to do is they've gone for the old... We're letting women drive now, so we are an actual democracy. But look over here, while women drive cars, while over there, we're murdering journalists who are trying to pry into certain things.
They've done the whole distract you with a shiny thing while we murder journalists things. Okay, so let's give the full details so actually people are a little bit more informed. So from what I understand, and then you can correct me if that's okay, the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has approved an attack or essentially an assassination on a journalist, and I think this came out within the last kind of week. He's always the actual assassination, correct me if I'm wrong, happened quite a while ago, but the incriminating evidence came out sort of recently. He's always denied it, and then it came out, and it's actually quite incriminating.
Yeah, there's always been rumours that the Crown Prince, who is trying to be the whiter than white new face of Saudi Arabia, has been involved.
Okay.
But it's now come out now that the CIA has said that we assess that the Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman approved an operation in Istanbul, Turkey, to capture or kill Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
What do you think Mohammed bin Salman's deal is? Why is he so angry?
To say.
It sounds like a really elaborate Disney movie.
That would be one of the most elaborate Disney movies I think they've
One of the most elaborate.
I'm pretty sure that would be on the Stars channel.
Up to 18, killing journalists, granted. So what I think Mohammed bin Salman, his issue is that, and it's almost quite similar with the stuff that's happening in Russia at the moment, which we should probably go on to as well, is the continuous quieting and stamping out of voices that are going against the establishment. So Mohammed bin Salman has been continuously critiqued by Jamal. Is that his full name? Probably not his full name. He's not like Sting, is he? It's not Beyonce. He doesn't go by
Prince.
one name. That was his full name.
Jamal Khashoggi.
Yeah, continuously being critiqued, and it got to a point where he said, you know, I've had enough, and that's not chill. Let's get to the fine details of why Salman bin Salman was getting critiqued by the geezer.
Sad thing was, the things that he was speaking about weren't particularly, you know, controversial at all. He was criticising the Saudi war on Yemen. He was essentially saying that within Saudi Arabia there has to be a place for a secular society, and essentially just talking about equal rights for women and men. And he
He's just like essentially a bit more liberal in his views of what Saudi Arabia
if
should
that
be.
can be even, you know, considered liberal.
Yeah, true.
Bin Salman just didn't fancy it.
Yeah, well,
And
I don't like him. So this isn't even going to be a funny segment anymore. I actually want to talk about something quite legitimate.
talk about Big Navalny.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
The Russian situation.
What is the Russian situation in your eyes?
Well, as in the opposition to Vladimir Putin, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the guy that came back after being poisoned. And
He was the one that was poisoned.
Navalny, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I didn't even know that.
Oh, right.
Well, that's huge news. Let me describe it in its bare bones. What's going to be quite nice is that I can describe it in its bare bones simply to all the folk that don't really necessarily understand. You can do it with a bit
Don't
more
prop
context.
me up as someone who thinks.
No, you're a smart guy. He's that clever. He went to 2 universities. Nah, he dropped out one. But anyway, so the situation I have with Russia, and I genuinely find it interesting. There's loose connections. But this is, do you know what the overriding arc of this conversation is? That there are oppressors. There are oppressive people out there, oppressive dictatorships that are calling against people that are standing up for the wider population. I think that's fucked up, man.
That was a good point.
Dude,
Wait, sorry.
And I know I sound drunk.
Are you okay?
I am, mate, but I think it's disgusting, mate. So to a very small degree, we see it in the UK, and I'm not going to go
You
into
sound
that.
a little bit like a really serious revolutionary.
Yeah, I am a very serious revolutionary.
Because
that
was really passionate what you just said.
Buddy, we see it in the UK, and that's a conversation that we can go into another time, but we are actively seeing the eradication of free speech in other countries, and it's been going on for a long time. We've seen it in Saudi Arabia with the killing of a journalist that dared to speak out against a royal, and we've seen it against the president or prime minister even. No? Who's the Russian geezer? Josh has just spilt a good half a can of beer. You're going to need to go clean that up, mate.
And I think the other thing that I'd really love to talk about this week is the Freshwater Five. It's been a series that the Guardian has been covering this week in their Today in Focus podcast, and it's a really interesting series, regardless of what you think the outcome of the trial may be, or whether you think the fishermen are guilty or not. It's just an incredibly interesting piece on the British justice system, I think. And I know, Henry, you haven't sort of listened too much into it, have you, right now?
No, mate. So, all I know is what you kind of told me while we were traipsing around the bloody graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's essentially about some fishermen that went out from the Isle of Wight, and their version of the story is they went out lobster fishing and came back and were effectively just, suddenly arrested. And from the state's point of view, they were the arch criminals in inverted commas of a conspiracy to import 50 kilos of cocaine. And they finally, 10 years later, now got to the appeal system, and they've got to where they are. And
it sounds bloody interesting, man. Like, so this whole thing happened 10 years ago, but it's only just coming out.
10 years ago, it's actually taken a woman called Emily, who went from America, where she founded the Innocence Project.
Oh man, I heard about that. Yeah,
and. Maybe it was called the Appeal Project.
It's the Appeal Project.
The Appeal Project.
Yeah.
Where she was just so passionate about getting people off death row. She hated the death penalty so much.
Yeah.
She went to America and basically campaigned to make sure that they people could get off, and she had success there, and decided that she'd come back and try and get people with illegitimate justices, what's that called? With unfair sentences off their cases, and she's been trying since, but unfair convictions, and the difficulty is that actually she says that she would rather be a convicted felon in the deep south of America than she would be in America, because the appeal system is so much more difficult in the deep south of America than it is here.
And how heartbreaking is that, considering the death sentence is an opportunity for people in certain states of America?
Yeah, it's shocking. So the appeal is happening right now, and we don't know quite what's going to happen. But
the whole thing is essentially about how the police evidence is perhaps a little bit jaded, and that's potentially there. So did you ever listen to that podcast Serial?
No, but I do know.
You heard about it?
What was the guy's name?
Nahid Jihad.
No, it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
Ahmed Syed.
Ahmed Syed, correct.
Close.
But
this is shit.
No, this is
good.
good.
Shit segment.
No, I really like it.
I didn't have enough on it.
No, I liked it, mate.
To be fair, last week we said that we would go away and listen to the Britney Spears thing.
We
haven't done it. Well, we'll say we haven't done that.
We didn't nail that one straight off the bat.
We're going to do it.
We are going to do it, and it will come up in a segment at some point, because God fucking knows we need some segments right now.
Yeah, we need some depth.
No, but mate, I rate that one. It sounds fucking interesting. If you're into Serial, the bloody podcast, then I imagine you'll be interested.
And it's 5 parts.
In this one.
It's fascinating. It's done from the point of view of the fisherman. It's done from the point of view of the state. And it's fascinating. It really goes into the inadequacies of the British justice system, of how difficult it is for the appeal system in this country, and it is really, really worth going into. So if you fancy it, give it a good go. It's the Today in Focus podcast.
And where can you find that?
That would be on. Well, I mean, this feels like plugging their podcast more than ours.
And that's okay, because
just like our podcast, you can find it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
What is it called?
It's called Today in Focus.
Decent. No, I feel like, if we can't necessarily give them all of the information, but we are telling them to listen to one thing.
We should at least
let them know where it is.
It'll be in the podcast link.
But mate, yeah, fair play. I think let's round off the episode.
What are you asking me to do a jingle?
Well, I'd love a jingle, yeah.
Do you want a jingle right now?
I've come on board.
Do you like the jingles?
I enjoy the jingles. So the last thing I think we need to talk about is what the fuck is going on this week, mate.
Or just going on generally right now.
What is going on generally? I mean, we've got. Do you know what's very exciting is that we've been given a little map, a little exciting little treasure chest of information about when we can actually leave this situation. How did that make you feel when BJ told us?
It made me feel uncomfortable when he said the word nightclub. I feel like I don't want to ever hear Boris Johnson say the word nightclub.
It's too bold for him.
Yeah. I don't think he's a. Can you imagine Boris Johnson in a nightclub?
Boris Johnson has gone in nightclubs before, guaranteed.
So he has. I think he's done some dirty shit in a nightclub.
That guy has done.
He's done
things.
coke.
off a nipple.
And his hair's got in the way of it as well.
Yeah, and he's had to.
And he's blown a bit of the coke into the toilet.
Yeah, and everyone's been like, Bojo, you fucking idiot.
What the fuck are you doing?
You
That was at least
loser.
10 quid of our cocaine.
And he's been like, listen, I've got fucking loads of money. It's casual, but it's
Who the fuck do
casual.
you think you are?
Do you guys want some more coke? I'll fucking get some, man. I know you're called Charlie Happy Boy. But yeah, no, fuck that guy. no, we're talking about the map. The map.
The map out.
The map out.
Get your map out.
Get your map out. Orienteering. There you go. There's a word. It's quite heartbreaking, really. We've got another at least 2 months until all of us can meet in it. All of us, and when I say all of us, I mean Josh and I and our 17 listeners, which I guarantee we will pay a drink each for your listens.
We're
So
averaging
thank you.
30 per listen.
Oh no, 25.
Never talk about listeners at the early stage of the podcast.
But it just actually, do you know what I do want to mention? Whoever you are, whoever those 75 people that have listened to the first 3, thank you so much. We've done this. We've done this because we love talking to each other, and one person probably in the last 5 years has told us that potentially it could be quite funny. So we don't overestimate our abilities, but we do overestimate how much we enjoy talking.
It's a learning
to each other.
process, isn't it?
But if there's anyone out there that wants to carry on the journey from absolute zero podcast understanding to perhaps something special at some point, we'd be very keen.
Because we are at scratch right now.
We're at scratch.
Is that's the wrong expression, because that means good, doesn't it? What's below scratch?
Like a tickle.
Like a tickle. We're tickling right now.
A tickle.
We're tickling the podcast game.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to do our best, but what the listens do is gives us Josh and I an excuse to talk to each other.
To talk to each other. It's nice to know that 76 people care that we're doing it.
Enough to listen. Yeah, and we'll see where it goes. But for now, I'd like to say thank you for listening to the second podcast. We love you very much. Here's a beat.
Hello, what have we here?
The podcast, the end of it is coming now, guys.
It's good, man. I think it's a good podcast.
You just said that over that.
That was a Simon Says production.